Right, in this video I'm going to have a look for the duration maps and see if we can identify them. I'm going to start at this point, which is the EGR map, which was one of the first maps that I ever made a video about. You can see down here, here's the dump part that we're going to look at. I'm going to search along by jumping through it. Now obviously finding the duration maps, and it is maps, there isn't just one, is dependent on recognizing the shape. Now I'm going to just use the scroll wheel to go through this little bit here. I'm recognizing the shape as in I know that these are probably the maps I'm looking for. They're probably the duration maps. Now to speed the whole process up, rather than go very slowly through every single map, I'm just going to accept that one from Winols at the moment. So yep, I'll accept that one. I'm going to accept that one and say okay, I accept that one. I'll accept that one. Okay, I accept that one. And the reason I've jumped through like that is because we can fill in information about them later. If I now look, I find that there are at least two more maps, one there and one there, very similar, especially if you look at a little bit along the bottom there, very, very similar to that one. So I've probably got two more to find. And then at the end here, there's another odd little one which looks like the first one, which is the 10 by 10. So I'm going to take a guess that that is that one. Now the reason why I've done this like this is because of information available on the internet, on chip tuning forums and the like, because if you do some searching you'll find that most people will agree there are 6 of these maps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these two of course make 6. Now Bosch number them 0 to 5, so although there are 6 they call them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that would make this one number 5. That's why I sped through this, because I'm just going to press delete and get rid of that highlight, because obviously what I want is these two to be part of the series as quick as possible so that we can actually make some progress. Now if we look at that one, let's have a look at what we've got. We've got what looks like, well, I'm not sure what it looks like. We've got what looks like revs per minute down there, but it's not likely to be because it goes way too high. So that's a clue that that's not revs per minute. Winols is trying to tell me that across here is revs per minute, but of course at the moment the numbers don't make a great deal of sense in terms of revs per minute. And here I've just got lots of data, and obviously it's anybody's guess at this stage what that data means. Let's just double check a few obvious things. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 16 columns, which means I must have 15 rows. So I've got 16 columns and 15 rows. Right, now let's close that down and have a look at this then. So we'll look at it, this one in text first. What have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's go, press the M button, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I'll click on the beginning of it there, and I'll click on Control, and I'll use the arrow keys to move it across and line it all up. Now, is that one nicely lined up? There's another one there, but obviously that's not quite lined up because these would need moving to line up with that one. But let's assume that we've got that one lined up. Now, what does that mean in fact? Well, it looks like if that's 16 for the axis, then we've got 100 to 5,000. If we look at it like that, haven't we? We've got 100 there and 5,000 there and 16. So let's go and see if we can find that pattern further down here for the map that we haven't got. So we're looking for the map that we haven't found, or rather we haven't found it because Winols hasn't found it. Now what we're looking for down here is 16. I don't know about people watching this video, but I hate searching through numbers to find numbers, but that one's sort of come to my attention fairly quick as 16, so I'm going to assume that that might be 16. Now if it is, 15 will be nearby. So we need to quickly scan nearby, and there's 15. So it looks like I'm in the right place. So I'm going to click on the one after 16, and I'm going to run through Now when I get through these, they're 3.5, 3.8, 4,000, 4,500, and then the next number doesn't fit that series, does it? Not by a long shot. I mean 4,500 and then suddenly a different number. So I'm going to assume that that is my first number, and I'm going to use Control and the arrow key to move it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then I'm going to go down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to assume that that is one of my missing maps. I might be assuming wrong, and this is the thing about chip tuning. You make your decisions and then you double check and triple check everything to see if you're right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press K instead of going through the selection tab. I'm just going to press K. Right, I got a little message there. Basically what it's saying, Winols is telling me that it's found information similar to this elsewhere, and so it's got some of that information elsewhere and put it on here. And what it's saying is that a previous map that it already knows has got these figures on the axes set out like this. It wouldn't change the figures. It never changes the figures, but what it does do is it changes where the decimal point is or how many noughts you've got. So this one now should match one that Winols has already got, which presumably will be that one. So let's have a look. So let's put that one up there, and then that one underneath that we've just made. Yeah, they do look very similar, don't they? Doesn't mean they're right, but Winols has made this one match that one, so it's something that I don't have to do at the moment. Right, I'll get rid of both of those. I'm going to press delete to get rid of the highlight, because there was one more, wasn't there? There was one more here. So again, we need to have a quick search around for 15 and 16. Right, there's 15, there's 16. Where does the 16 row end? 3538, 4000. That could be the first number of the map. So let's again Control arrow, move that across. Now we know that that's 16, so we'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We'll assume that that's correct. So again, rather than go through the selection to map process, I'll just come out of there and I'll just press K. And again, it's telling me the same thing. It's gone to the map that it knows about, and Winols has decided to put that data in for me in that format. And again, I'll accept that for now because I've got no reason not to at the moment. So I'm going to accept that now. And so there we are. What we've got, or what we appear to have, is a map there, a map there, a map there, and so on. To make life simple, I'm going to change the names over here because otherwise life is going to get very confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly call that one duration 0, simply because Bosch called that one 0. So I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to go to the next one, double click, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to call that one duration, but duration 1. And I'm going to go to, and this time what I'm going to do, I'm not going to close that one, so you'll see what's going to happen. I'm just going to open another one on top. Look, there we go. And that one's going to be duration 2. And I'm pressing enter, and hopefully that's all got that done. And I'm going to go to the next one, double click. I'm going to call this one duration 3. And to speed things up, instead of keep going down and pressing OK, I'm going to press enter. That will select OK for me, so I'm just pressing enter. And I'm going to do the same, double click on that one. I'm going to call that one duration 4, enter. And this one I'm going to call duration 5, I'll press OK this time. Now there is a reason why I did this. I've deliberately left some of these open. Now you can see that over here these are highlighted or made bold because I've left them open, and it's worth pointing out that when you do this it can be annoying because they can hide behind. So I'm going to close that one, and now I don't even know I've got them open, but look, you can see I've still got two open. And this is why, if I was you, when you first start using Winols like this, I wouldn't leave anything open, because you can get yourself in a bit of a mess trying to work out what you've done with a file when you first start. So it's simpler to just say, right, that's it, that's where they are. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop there for a moment so that I can come back on another video to rearrange the data that's in the duration maps and say a little bit more about them. This is to avoid this particular video becoming too long, because you can see we're looking at 5 different maps and they're not all the same size or shapes. So I'm going to stop there, and there will be another video that gives you more detail, so it will take over at the end of this one.